All right, today we're going to go over the online banking simulation that I have for you guys. You should be in the 6 marking period on your Blackboard. Then down at the bottom of the 6 marking period it says online banking simulation. There is a link right here that will take you to a website in order to set up an account. So I want you to click on that link. I don't want you to do anything with it yet. I just want you to leave it there on your screen. Then click back on the tab that says Online Banking Simulation because it'll open it up in a different one. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to click right here on this PDF file. It says Online Banking Simulation Next Gen PDF. Alright, originally in the video I told you guys to use this document on the screen as it is right here because we were going to be turning in our laptops, but because it is having issues with saving things, I'm going to tell you to go ahead and download it. That means there's an arrow right here. It says download. You're going to click on download, and you're going to save it on your desktop. And when you save it on your desktop, I want you to give it a name. Go ahead and give it your name at the end of it. It's going to say edited form and then put your name on it. Save it on your desktop where you can find it. Now, if we go back and we look on our desktop, we're going to see that file right here that I just saved. You're going to right click on it, and then you are going to open it with Adobe Acrobat DC. And when you open that up, you will be able to type on here. You'll be able to save your answers just like you do when you do your sentences and mechanics activities. Alright, we're going to start reading through this together. First of all, it says, here's your starting scenario. You and a family member spend a morning at a local bank opening your first bank account. If you're under the age of 18, you may need a parent or guardian to help you set up your account. You want to start the new year off right, so you open the accounts on January 1st with $500. While at the bank representative asks, you don't want to overdraw your account, do you? Your response, of course not, and an initial next to accept overdraft protection. Overdraft protection is what happens. Okay, an overdraft is when you write a check or you make a payment that is more money than what you have in your account. You overdraft it. You take extra money out that's not yours to take out. It's not your money. You don't have it in there. It makes you go negative in the account. Overdraft protection will keep you from doing that. Sometimes it depends on how they have it set up, and sometimes it'll make it to where you can't make that payment. I know on my kids' accounts when I set them up, if they didn't have enough money in their account, then their debit card would reject the purchase and wouldn't let them have it. Also, sometimes it will let you go into overdraft, but it will cover it and protect you for a smaller fee than what a regular overdraft charge would be. Sometimes they will charge you as much as $35 or $40 if you overdraw your account per item. That means if you write 2 checks and they cause your bank account to go into overdraft, that's 2 things that you did that on, that's $80 they're going to charge you, in addition to what you wrote those checks for. Alright, so you want to make sure you use overdraft protection. Key facts. Your initial checking account balance is $250. Your initial savings account balance is $250. You get a paycheck directly deposited from your job into your checking account every 2 weeks of $75. You have 2 monthly bills. That means once a month you pay each one of these bills. It says cell phone data plan and auto insurance to use the family car. Your data plan is $71 a month. Your auto insurance is $112 a month. All right, so Now it says go to the NextGen Personal Finance Online Bank Simulator and register your online bank account by clicking Create Free Account in the upper right hand corner. As you complete your profile, keep this in mind. Your username needs to be something that you will remember. Your password. You don't want hackers to drain your bank account, so be sure to choose a password that is not obvious like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, but a mix of upper and lowercase special characters and numbers. For this class, since this is not your real money anyway, I don't care what password you use. You make sure that you can remember it, because if you don't know your password, you're not going to be able to complete the activity. Question number 1 and question number 2. Be sure you choose answers to the security questions that you will remember. These questions are often used as additional security to verify your account. Sometimes if you want to call in and get information from the bank and they think that, maybe somebody's fishing for information and they're not sure that it's you, they'll ask you your security question. A lot of time it is things like, what was your mother's maiden name? Or they might ask you the name of your pet or something like that. Alerts. Do not complete the alerts section. We will return to this section later. Once you hit submit, you will log into your new account, view the dashboard of options for the things you can do with online banking. There is a simulation date option at the top right of your screen. It is very important that you follow the instructions when the instructions ask you to set a new simulation date. So, first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to go back to that tab that says NextGen Personal Finance Bank Simulation, and you're going to click where it says Create a Free Account. So I want you to click on that, and I want you to start creating your account. And while you create your account, I'm going to pause the video. Alright, after you get your account set up, this is what your screen should look like. So let's go back. Let's go back to our document and see what it says to do next. The first thing it says to do up here is set the date to January 1st before you move on and click Go. So up here, you're going to make sure it says January 1st, and then you're going to click on the word Go. Okay, we'll just watch for now. Alright, again, make sure it changes to January 1st and click the word Go, and then you should have your username over here. Now let's go back to our document and see what it says to do. It says, let's pay some bills. Online banking allows you to pay bills directly from your checking account. You don't have to write a paper check. Bill number 1, examine the cell phone bill below and go to Pay a Bill in the simulation to make the payment. Next, select Manage Recipients and then add a recipient and use the information below to complete that process. Alright, let's see. Let's go back here. And it says to click on Pay a Bill, right? So we're going to click on Pay a Bill. What is the pay frequency? It's every month, right? Recipient. We don't have a recipient, so we need to add one. All right, and we want to add, well, let's see. We don't have anybody, so we're going to click Add Recipient. All right, and our recipient is Horizon Mobile, right here, and then we have an address down here. So let's go up here. The recipient name is Horizon Mobile. All right, then we have an address on here. It's 789 Smartphone Lane. 789 Smartphone Lane. Let's go back and look at our address. Palo Alto, California. The city is Palo Alto, California. That would be CA And then the zip code is 98765. How convenient is that? 98765. All right, now. Huh? Palo Alto, California. It's on the document. If you go back to that document and you look at that bill, scroll down and look at the bill, it shows you at the bottom of that bill, it's their address is there. Do you see it? For every bill you get, they're going to have the name of the company. They're going to tell you where to mail your payments to because they want to get paid. You know, so learn to look at those as well. After you get all of your information in there, you're going to click Submit. All right. So we have our person in here entered. Let's go back to our document and see what it says. It says select now. It says now you are ready to pay the bill. Go to pay a bill and then select pay a bill again. Since you assume that your monthly bill with Horizon will remain constant, you choose monthly. Now, this question number 1 on your document says, look at the due date on the bill above. When will you schedule this payment in order for your payment to be received on time by Horizon? Well, let's go look and see how long it takes for bills to be paid. What was the due date for it again? Let's find the due date. What does it say? January 15th. Okay. So let's go look at our simulation here. We want to go back to pay a bill and then pay a bill again. All right. The payment frequency is monthly. The recipient is Horizon Mobile. And the payment due date is January the 15th. All right. What was the amount? $71 even, right? 71. Let's put our .00 on that. $71. All right, so let's click Submit. Oh, they want us to put a memo on there. So let's go back and look at our document and see what they want us to put in memo. And I'm not sure how long it takes for them to process their bills. We'll look for the answer to this question in a moment. It says, make your bill payment on the date you selected above. Let's see. The memo. All right, so let's say for the memo, we want to put something in there like our account number. Do we see an account number there? For some reason, it kind of blurred the bill. All right. So let's just do this. Let's just write the words account number here because it's blurred on the document. Just write account number. And if you want to make something up, you can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. Account number. All right, then we can click Submit. It says 4 to 6 business days. Okay. That's good to know. They could have told us that at the beginning, but they didn't. So, if we want it to be there by the 15th, then if we, let's just look at a calendar for January. All right, if we want it to be paid here and we want it to be 6 days, it's got to be 6 business days before, then we need to pay it by the 5th of January. Because that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that gives us a little extra cushion there. So we would want to actually make that, let's see, pay a bill. It's not going to let us change it on here. On other things, whenever you pay bills like this, especially if you have a bill that's set to be paid later in the future, you can go back and edit that and change the date. So now that we know it is 4 to 6 days, we'll remember that for the next one. All right, we paid that bill. Again, in ordinary checking services that you have or bill pay services with a bank, if a bill is scheduled in the future, you can always go in there and you can edit it, delete it, or whatever if it hasn't already been processed and sent. So it says, look at this above. All right, so it says that it takes 4 to 6 days for a payment to process. So we need to send our payment 4 to 6 days, 4 to 6 business days before it is due. All right. So we're going to say that January 5th is probably the best day. That really allows 10 days. All right, it says complete the remaining fields on the screen and click submit. Be sure to include your account number. Now, remember the account number up here. I don't know why it did this when I downloaded it, but it blurred all that out, so it was hard to see. Let's see. Congratulations, you have paid your first bill. Now, it says make your bill payment on the date you selected above. Observe the pop-up after submitting. Will your payment be there on time? Is our first one going to be there on time? No, because what did we do? We put the date it was due to send it, right? Okay. So no, our first one, we used the wrong date the first time. No, I used the wrong date the first time. Okay? All right, so what will happen if the information you add about the cell phone company is incorrect? What's going to happen if the address or the zip code or anything like that is incorrect when you put that in on that bill pay? All right, it will either end up lost in the mail or go to the wrong place. All right. It says, what is one potential problem with selecting monthly for payment frequency? Do you see any problems with monthly bills? What are some problems that could happen? Okay, what happens if you don't have enough money the next month? All right, so I might not have enough money the next month. Okay, anything else? Or could there be other things that can happen? What if you move and you forget to tell them your new address?
They'll send it to the same house.
They're going to send it to the same place, and you may not know that bill got there, right? Okay, what happens? Does every month have the same number of days? No. So sometimes on your bills, your cycles are different, and sometimes the due date changes. Now, we're going to say for all intents and purposes that this one is going to be due the same time every time. But that is also something that can happen. All right, it says bill number 2. Your parents are also counting on you to pay your car insurance premium now that you are using the family car. Go through the same steps with bill number 1 to pay this one too. Here's the bill they ask you to take care of. Now, I'm going to talk you through this, but you're going to do this by yourself. All right, first of all, the name of the company is right here, Acme Insurance Company. Here is your address, your city, your state, and your zip code. This one doesn't have an account number, but it has a policy number that you can read right here. and your amount is $112, and it says it's due in full by January 30th of the month. Now, in order to have that there, 6 business days, and I'm going to tell you that 10 is probably the best number for you to pick. I'm going to say if you will pick 10 days before a bill is due, then that will pretty much assure that it's going to get there on time. So if January 30th is the day it's due, what date do you need to process that payment?
January 20th.
January 20th. There you go. Now, it says remember to add recipient for the insurance company and then pay the bill. So let's go back here. You're going to go to pay a bill. You need to add another recipient right here. It is monthly. You need to add a recipient for that because that one's not on there, and you're going to add your insurance company. Then remember you click pay bill, and then I want you to go back and do that. All right, so I'm going to put it back right here, and I'm going to pause this while you take care of this bill.